Have you ever wondered if intimacy and connection change as we grow older? Or maybe you've thought, is it normal to feel this way about my partner now that I'm in my 70s? If so, you're not alone. Far from it. Did you know that nearly 70% of seniors report wanting more intimacy in their lives, but feel unsure about how to bring it back? Yes, even at 70 and beyond, intimacy can be as meaningful, exciting, and fulfilling as it was decades ago. Picture this. Mary and John, married for over 45 years, suddenly find themselves drifting apart. Not because they don't love each other, but because they don't know how to adapt to the changes that come with aging. Sound familiar? You might be Mary or John, or perhaps you know someone who is. Well, here's the good news. Aging doesn't have to mean giving up on closeness, connection, or even a little spark in your life. In today's video, we're going to uncover the truth about intimacy after 70, backed by insights from leading doctors and experts. We'll also share simple, practical steps to help you rekindle the connection you deserve. So, stick with me until the end. Whether you're looking to rediscover intimacy with your partner, strengthen emotional bonds, or simply feel more confident about yourself, this video has something just for you. How about we dive in? Let me ask you this. Have you ever felt like the connection you once shared with your partner has changed? Maybe even faded over time? Do you find yourself wondering if this is just a part of growing older? Or perhaps you've noticed a distance in your relationship, but you're not sure how to bridge it? Take Jim and Linda, for example. They've been together for decades, raised kids, faced life's ups and downs, and built a beautiful life. But now in their 70s, things feel different. Conversations don't flow as easily as they used to. The quiet moments that once felt comforting now feel lonely. Jim wonders if he's doing something wrong, while Linda questions if this is just how life is meant to be at their age, or maybe you've noticed physical changes getting in the way. It could be the effects of menopause, lower energy levels, or health conditions like arthritis or heart disease. These changes can leave you feeling frustrated, self-conscious, or even unsure of how to talk about them with your partner. You're not alone. This is something many seniors go through. The truth is, aging brings a unique set of challenges that can impact intimacy, both emotionally and physically. Hormonal changes, shifts in energy levels, chronic pain, or even medication side effects can make you feel like intimacy is slipping out of reach. And let's not forget the emotional toll, loneliness, insecurity, or even fear of rejection. Here's what often happens. These challenges lead to feelings of isolation, not just from your partner, but even from yourself. You start questioning your worth or wondering if you're still attractive. For some, this can spiral into anxiety, sadness, or even depression. Does any of this sound familiar to you? And then there's the effect on your relationship. What once felt like a strong, unbreakable bond might now feel fragile. Misunderstandings become more frequent. You may find yourself avoiding physical touch altogether, worried it might lead to awkwardness or rejection. Over time, this distance can start to feel insurmountable. Does this resonate with you? Have you found yourself thinking, why don't we feel as close as we used to? Or maybe, you've started believing that intimacy is just something you're supposed to let go of as you age. But is that really true? Here's something important to remember. This topic isn't often talked about, and that's part of the problem. There's a stigma around intimacy and aging that makes many of us feel like we need to suffer in silence. But guess what? You don't. In fact, many of these challenges can be overcome with the right knowledge and support. Intimacy after 70 is not just about physical connection. It's about emotional closeness, trust, and feeling valued and loved. The good news is that these feelings can absolutely be reignited no matter your age. And today we're going to start that journey together. Up next, we'll dive into the science behind these changes, what's really happening with your body, mind, and emotions as you age, and more importantly, what you can do about it. Trust me, this is information that could change everything. So, what's really happening with intimacy as we age? Is it just a natural part of growing older, or is there something more going on beneath the surface? Let's unpack this step by step, because understanding the why behind the changes can make a world of difference. First, let's talk about your body. As we age, certain biological processes naturally slow down. For women, menopause often plays a significant role. Hormonal shifts, particularly the decline in estrogen, can lead to changes like vaginal dryness, decreased libido, and even discomfort during intimacy. Sound familiar? These are common experiences, but they're not insurmountable. For men, testosterone levels gradually decline. This is often referred to as andropause. Lower testosterone can result in reduced sexual desire, changes in energy levels, or difficulty maintaining erections. Again, this isn't unusual, but it can feel frustrating and even disheartening. In fact, a study published in the journal Menopause revealed that nearly 75% of postmenopausal women experience changes in intimacy due to physical discomfort, but only a fraction of them seek help. Similarly, research from the American Urological Association shows that 50% of men over 70 experience erectile dysfunction. The key takeaway here? These challenges are normal, and you're not alone. But biology isn't the only piece of the puzzle. Our emotions and mental health play a huge role in intimacy as well. Over the years, relationships can accumulate unspoken tensions, unresolved conflicts, or simply a lack of communication. These factors can create an emotional distance that affects physical connection. Stress, anxiety, or even low self-esteem can also come into play. For example, you might feel self-conscious about how your body has changed, worrying about wrinkles, weight gain, or scars from surgeries. These insecurities can build walls where there once was openness. Does this sound like something you've experienced? Another factor that often gets overlooked is how medications and chronic health conditions can impact intimacy. If you're managing diabetes, heart disease, arthritis, or any number of conditions, you might notice a decline in energy levels, physical stamina, or comfort. Medications like beta blockers or antidepressants can also have side effects that reduce libido or make intimacy more challenging. Think of your body like a finely tuned orchestra. When one instrument, the hormones, emotions, or physical health, is out of sync, it affects the entire symphony. But with the right adjustments, harmony can be restored. Now, let's talk about something that doesn't get enough attention: the stigma surrounding intimacy in older adults. Society often portrays intimacy as something reserved for the young, and that can make you feel like it's taboo to even bring it up. But let me tell you something. Intimacy isn't about age, it's about connection, love, and mutual respect, and those things never expire. Expert quote or validation. Dr. Pepper Schwartz, a renowned sociologist and expert on relationships, says, "Intimacy doesn't end at a certain age. In fact, for many older adults, it becomes deeper, more meaningful, and more rewarding because it's built on years of trust and shared experiences." At this point, you might be wondering, okay, I understand the science, but is it too late for me? Can I really turn things around? The answer is a resounding yes. The challenges you're facing are real, but they're also solvable. The first step is to recognize that intimacy is about more than just the physical. It's about emotional closeness, open communication, and feeling valued. Here's an interesting way to think about it. Intimacy after 70 is like tending to a garden. Earlier in life, the garden might have thrived naturally, with little effort. But over time, the soil changes, the weather shifts, and the plants need more care to flourish. The same is true for intimacy. It might require new tools and approaches, but the beauty it brings is well worth the effort. Now that we've uncovered the science behind intimacy and aging, you might be wondering, what can I do about it? That's exactly what we'll dive into next. From simple communication techniques to practical tips for addressing physical challenges, we've got you covered. Stick around. This is where the transformation begins. All right, now that we understand the challenges and the science behind them, let's talk about solutions. Remember, intimacy isn't just about rekindling romance. It's about rebuilding connection, trust, and joy in your relationships and within yourself. These practical tips are designed to help you take small but powerful steps toward a more fulfilling connection, starting today. Tip number 1. Open up through honest communication. The first and perhaps most important step is simple. Talk to your partner. It sounds obvious, but many couples stop having open, honest conversations about their needs, desires, and fears as they age. This silence can create distance, even when love is still present. Start small. Set aside a quiet time to talk, maybe during a morning walk or over a cup of tea. Begin with something like, "I've been thinking about how our relationship has changed, and I'd love to hear your thoughts." Be honest about your feelings, but also listen without judgment. Take Margaret and Ron, for example. Margaret felt embarrassed about bringing up her discomfort during intimacy. But once she opened up, Ron admitted he'd been feeling insecure too. and together they found ways to work through it. Their relationship grew stronger, and they felt closer than they had in years, all because they started talking. Clear communication builds trust, reduces misunderstandings, and creates a safe space where both partners feel heard and valued. It's the foundation for rebuilding intimacy at any age. Tip number 2. Prioritize physical and emotional touch. Physical touch doesn't always have to lead to intimacy in the traditional sense. Simple gestures like holding hands, hugging, or cuddling can release oxytocin, often called the love hormone, which strengthens emotional bonds. Make physical touch a part of your daily routine. Hold hands while watching TV, give your partner a shoulder massage, or embrace before bed. Even small moments of touch can create a sense of closeness and connection. Think about Clara and George. They started with something as simple as a 30-second hug every morning. Over time, those little gestures reignited a sense of warmth and affection, making it easier to approach deeper levels of intimacy. Physical touch reduces stress, boosts mood, and reminds you both that you're there for each other, physically and emotionally. Tip number 3. Explore new ways to connect intimately. As our bodies change, so too might the way we experience intimacy. Instead of viewing this as a loss, think of it as an opportunity to explore new ways to connect. This could include activities that build closeness without relying solely on physical intimacy. Try activities like dancing together, sharing a hobby, or even practicing mindfulness as a couple. For physical intimacy, consider using lubricants or moisturizers specifically designed for older adults to address discomfort. And don't hesitate to consult your doctor for advice or treatments that can help. Evelyn and Robert, for example, discovered that learning a new dance style together brought laughter and joy back into their relationship. It helped them reconnect emotionally, which naturally strengthened their physical bond as well. Exploring new ways to connect not only deepens your bond, but also brings back the excitement and playfulness that can sometimes get lost over the years. Tip number 4. Focus on your own well-being. Here's something important. Intimacy starts with you. When you feel good about yourself, physically, emotionally, and mentally, it becomes much easier to connect with others. Take care of your health by staying active, eating nutritious foods, and getting regular checkups. Practice self-care, whether that's reading a book, meditating, or taking a relaxing bath. And don't underestimate the power of confidence. Wear something that makes you feel attractive, or take up an activity that brings you joy. Barbara started attending a weekly yoga class and noticed that not only did her physical flexibility improve, but so did her self-confidence. Her newfound energy inspired her to engage more openly with her partner, creating a ripple effect of positivity in their relationship. When you invest in your own well-being, you bring more energy, positivity, and confidence into your relationship. It's a win-win for you and your partner. Tip number 5. Seek professional support when needed. Sometimes the best thing you can do is reach out for help. Whether it's speaking to a doctor about physical challenges, seeing a therapist for emotional support, or attending couples counseling, there's no shame in seeking guidance. Make an appointment with your doctor to discuss any physical concerns, like discomfort or low libido. If emotional barriers are the issue, consider seeing a couples therapist who specializes in relationships later in life. Many professionals offer practical strategies tailored to your specific needs. For example, Tom and Susan felt stuck in a cycle of miscommunication. A few sessions with a therapist helped them uncover hidden frustrations and develop tools to better express their feelings. Today, they describe their relationship as stronger than ever. Professional support can provide clarity, solutions, and encouragement, helping you overcome challenges and build a healthier, happier relationship. Remember, intimacy isn't about perfection, it's about connection. Even small changes, like sharing a heartfelt conversation or holding hands, can make a big difference. And the best part? It's never too late to start. In the next part of this video, we'll address some common myths about intimacy and aging, because there's a lot of misinformation out there that could be holding you back. Stay with me. You won't want to miss this. Now that we've explored practical solutions, let's talk about something that often holds people back: myths about intimacy and aging. These misconceptions can create unnecessary fear, doubt, or even shame, but the truth is far more empowering. Let's tackle some of the biggest myths head-on and replace them with facts. Myth number 1. Intimacy isn't important after 70. How often have you heard someone say, "Oh, intimacy is for younger people," or "That part of life is over now"? This couldn't be further from the truth. Intimacy is important at every age. It's about connection, companionship, and feeling valued, not just physical closeness. A study from the National Poll on Healthy Aging found that over 50% of older adults aged 65 to 80 consider intimacy an important part of their lives. More importantly, those who maintain close relationships, whether romantic or otherwise, report better emotional well-being and higher life satisfaction. Dr. David Weeks, a clinical neuropsychologist, even suggests that an active, intimate life can contribute to overall longevity and happiness. So, if anyone tells you intimacy doesn't matter after 70, remind them that science says otherwise. Myth number 2. Physical challenges mean the end of intimacy. This is one of the most common and disheartening myths. Many people think that physical changes like hormonal shifts, chronic illnesses, or reduced energy signal the end of intimacy. But let me assure you, these challenges don't mean the end. They're simply an invitation to adapt. For instance, hormonal changes in women during menopause or postmenopause can lead to discomfort, but there are countless solutions like lubricants, moisturizers, and even hormone therapy when necessary. For men, conditions like erectile dysfunction are incredibly common but highly treatable with medications, lifestyle changes, or therapy. Think about it like this. If your vision starts to decline, do you stop reading? Of course not. You adapt by using glasses. The same principle applies to intimacy. With the right tools and support, you can overcome most physical barriers. Before we wrap up, let's take a moment to reflect. If there's one thing I want you to remember, it's this. Intimacy is not defined by age, circumstances, or even physical ability. It's defined by connection to your partner, your emotions, and most importantly, yourself. And the good news? It's never too late to nurture that connection. We've covered so much today, starting with the importance of honest communication. We talked about how physical and emotional touch can reignite closeness. We explored creative ways to adapt and strengthen intimacy despite challenges. And we discussed how focusing on your own well-being can ripple into your relationships. Finally, we busted some harmful myths that have probably been holding you back. These solutions aren't about achieving perfection, they're about taking small, intentional steps. Even the tiniest changes can lead to a more fulfilling, joyful bond with your partner. Imagine this. Jane and Mark have been married for 45 years. Over the years, life got busy, health challenges came up, and their connection started to feel more like a routine. Jane felt distant, and Mark wasn't sure how to bridge the gap. One evening, Jane mustered the courage to share how she felt, and Mark listened, really listened, for the first time in months. They started holding hands again during their evening walks, laughing at old memories, and even tried dancing in their living room after dinner. Those small steps brought back something beautiful, a sense of closeness they hadn't felt in years. Jane says it's not about being the same as they were in their 30s, it's about growing together, right where they are now. Now imagine yourself in their shoes. Picture what's possible when you start taking those small steps, whether it's sharing a heartfelt conversation, reaching for your partner's hand, or just focusing on your own well-being. Intimacy isn't about what you can't do. It's about discovering what you can do and embracing this stage of life with confidence and hope. You are capable of building a connection that is richer, deeper, and more meaningful than ever before. You've got the knowledge, the tools, and the strength to make it happen. Remember, intimacy is a journey, not a destination. Every step you take, no matter how small, brings you closer to a happier, more fulfilling relationship. And the best part? You don't have to do it alone. Your partner, your loved ones, and even your doctor are there to support you every step of the way. Now that you've taken this important first step by learning and reflecting, I hope you feel inspired to take action. Let's continue this journey together. Stay tuned for the final message. Thank you so much for sticking with us through this important conversation. I hope the information, insights, and tips shared today inspire you to embrace intimacy and connection in your life, no matter your age. Remember, it's never too late to enhance your relationships and enjoy meaningful moments with those you love. If you found this video helpful, don't forget to like and subscribe for more content that's all about supporting your well-being, relationships, and happiness in your golden years. And hey, if you have any thoughts or personal experiences about intimacy and aging, I'd love to hear from you. Drop a comment below and let's start a conversation. Your voice matters, and your experiences can help others who are on a similar journey. So, share your thoughts, questions, or even success stories. Let's create a space where we can learn from and encourage each other. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue to explore topics that matter most to you.